So, welcome to another episode of the Chokeslam Wrestling Report. I'm gonna give you my reactions today and whatnot of the Penta debut in WWE. I'm gonna give you my reaction and what I think this will do for WWE. Also, we're gonna be talking about Malakai Black. Supposedly, he already finished up with AEW, and we're gonna be talking about where he may be heading and the possibility that he definitely going to WWE, and is he going to be pushed the same way he was pushed in AEW? So we're going to be talking about that and much more on the Chokeslam Wrestling Report.
Is the moment we've all been waiting for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Welcome to another episode of the Chokeslam Wrestling Report. I am your host, the infamous Ultimate One, and we're back. We're back with more news, stuff that happened over the week. One of the topics I already explained, there was a breaking news. I mean, to me, I don't think it was breaking news. The fact that WWE and TNA are going to be having a working relationship. It's going to be multi-year, so most likely it will be probably 5 years, 4 years. If you guys want to look at that video that I did on Thursday, you could go to my channel and check it out on the YouTube channel and whatnot, and it will give you my thoughts and my reaction of that topic. But today we're going to be talking about Penta and Malakai Black. First, we'll start off with Penta. His debut was made on Monday. I guess it was in San Antonio, Texas. I mean, a great spot where for him to be debuted. And a lot of people over here, reaction is like they've been big time Penta fans. And let's be realistic. Most of these people didn't bother to look at none of the matches for Penta. Mostly the WWE fan base, the majority of them, they never care for Penta and whatnot. So now all of a sudden, because he was part of AEW, now it's a big deal. Penta, oh my God, Penta is there. He's going to make a difference and whatnot. And this is the same reaction that was given when Tama Tonga came in. And when, oh, Tama Tonga, it's part of the bloodline and it's going to be cool, whatever. Tama Tonga, I have not seen that boy win a match. Same thing with Tonga Law. Tonga Law now is on the sideline and whatnot. And a lot of these AEW wrestlers that had left, or there were AEW wrestlers that have left WWE, if you look at them, a lot of them has not been successful. A lot of them are, the only one that was very, very successful is now the face of the company for now. It's been Cody Rhodes. Now Penta is just another AEW, or a day one AEW guy. You could say that. And, him coming to WWE, I mean, everybody's talking about, oh, he's going to replace Rey Mysterio. He should replace Rey Mysterio because Mysterio's about out the door already. He's about to retire soon. And having Penta being the face, I guess, from the Luchadors, if you want to put it that way, it's going to make a whole lot of difference. Now, don't get me wrong. I love Penta. Always love Penta. I'm not those type of guys that, I saw Penta in one place and now, oh my God, I'm a fan. And I never seen him wrestle. I follow him since Lucha Underground. I followed him when he was the Impact World Champion in TNA, where he had that great, crazy match with Sami Callihan in 2019. I followed him in AAA. I followed him in AEW. And one of his best matches that I ever saw was the one where him and Sami Callihan was single, the tag team against the Young Buck in 2022. I believe it was Double or Nothing or All Out, one of those, which it was a crazy tag team match. And the way I'm looking at it, Penta makes a difference, big time difference. But my question is, where does he fit on this crowded roster? because let's be realistic. Everybody talks about AEW and the crowded roster. WWE has become a crowded roster. You know what I'm saying? And everybody's talking about, oh, he's going to make it different. But hopefully, and I'm hoping to God that he doesn't land in World Order, Latino World Order, or he lands with a Fantasma Legado. You know what I'm saying? Because if you look at it, look, a lot of these, like I said, a lot of these wrestlers that came from AEW has not been that successful, with the exception of Cody Rhodes. Now, somebody's going to say, oh, but Jade Cargill was tag team champion. Jade Cargill, you know, this is how much they think about her, that they put her in a tag team and whatnot with Bianca Belair. Even though the storyline now has that Naomi is the culprit of the attack, putting out Jade Cargill. That is the storyline there. Okay? We don't know where that's going to go. We're going to find out in the Rumble. We're going to find out probably before that. But Jade Cargill, I mean, you saw that she has not improved when it comes to her wrestling skills. She had a better, and most of you may not agree, but she had a better run in AEW as the TBS champion. And she was dominant. She had the belt for she had like a 50-something title rings of defense, some shit like that. Okay. It's not Mercedes Moné. Okay. She's not the best TBS champion. It was Jade Cargill. But not Cargill's in WWE now. I don't know if she's hurt, she's not hurt. We don't know. But if you look at the guys that have come from AEW to WWE, okay, take a look at Ethan Page. Yes, Ethan Page was not used correctly in AEW. They had him with Scorpio Sky. They had Man of the Year tag team, and Scorpio Sky. You haven't seen him anymore. Ethan Page, if you really think about it, Ethan Page was a lost soul. They had him. One minute he was in a good feud, then he was gone. Then they had him in Ring of Honor. Then they had him here. Then they had him there. But he shows up at WWE and they put him in NXT. Now, in reality, if he's that good and WWE wanted him so bad, why is he in NXT? Yes, he's probably a big superstar in NXT because where he was at. He was in AEW. So anybody that comes from AEW, if you put him in NXT, oh, he's a big star. He was the NXT champion at one point. And right now he took shots at AEW, but he got to look at it this way. If it wasn't from AEW, was he going to end up in WWE after he left Impact, and what Impact did to him before he left to embarrass him in some kung fu crap that they gave him? Did they bother with it? No, they didn't do that. So that's one guy that came from AEW to WWE, and yes, his success, NXT champion. That was his success. Jade Cargill, she came in, they pulled the tag team belt on her. And the tag team belt, if you really think about it, it hasn't been pushed the way it's supposed to be pushed. But yeah, she got a belt, but what she has done. So here we go. Now Cody Rhodes is the only guy since he came from, and even Andrade, who Andrade was a WWE wrestler, but then he ended up going to AEW, and then he had issues with Sammy Guevara. He did well in the Continental Classic 2023, but then he left. And then he was just wandering in WWE for God knows how long. Now they had him, and then they got him in a feud now with the Bloodline and whatnot. I don't know what that's gone to. They even gave him the Speed Champion, the Twitter Champion. He was a Twitter champion, guys. Just to show you that people like to talk about how, AEW wrestlers go to WWE and they're going to be better, but I haven't seen that. And my biggest concern is with Penta, because Penta, this guy could wrestle with anybody. He could wrestle with the best. His match with Chad Gable was pretty good and a perfect person to have it as in a match. Perfect person. A perfect person to have in a match. Introduction. And my worry is that he will be stuck in a senseless feud. Who is he going to feud with? He could have with Santo Escobar. That could be a great little feud. He could have a match with oh my God, forgot his name. He used to be part of the Roos brother. I forgot his name. Anyway, so you can have a match with him, and that could be a great match. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is, where does he go? Where does he fit? What's going to be his storyline? We're going to see. We're going to see at the end of the day where he ends up at and whatnot. Let's talk now about Aleister Black. Now, Aleister Black, or Malakai Black, because he's going to be known as Aleister Black. He's going to be back in WWE as Aleister Black. But let's talk about Malakai Black. Malakai Black, according to reports, he's finished with AEW. Now, his time in AEW was a little disturbing. There's a lot of reports that he wanted to leave. There was issue behind the scene when CM Punk got fired. They said that him and CM Punk were very close, but now he wanted to leave, and people say, "Oh, he's going to leave because his wife, is in WWE." So, but here's my problem. What Tony Khan did with Malakai Black. Malakai Black could have went places. This guy could have been the top of AEW, and they wasted their time with him. They left him instead of look. If he was going to make the group the House of Black, that's fine. But why have him right in a 6-man tag and don't go for the main titles? I don't remember ever seeing Malakai Black wrestle for the AEW World Title. He won the 6-man titles. Okay, fine. Him, Brody King, Buddy Matthews, or Buddy Murphy, whatever you call him, Buddy Matthews, whatever. Right? And yeah, they were, they brought in Julia Hart, which if it wasn't for them, Julia Hart still would probably be doing the cheerleading bullshit that she was doing. Now she's doing great with them. But Malakai Black, they did not use him properly as far as a single wrestler. And they wasted his talent being in a 6-man team. And they didn't really do nothing with him. Meanwhile, when he was in NXT, and he was in NXT with the black and gold, he was a dominant guy. I love as Aleister Black. I loved him. I love what he did. His creepy music, all that was perfect for him. But the problem was that WWE and Vince McMahon at that time moved him up to the main roster and didn't do anything with him. Now, my question is, if he is finished up with AEW, okay, and he ends up in WWE, where he's another character, where do you put him? Are you going to put him back in NXT? No, you bring him to the main roster and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? But the question is now they're talking about they're going to have SmackDown, a 3-hour show. Is he going to go to SmackDown? You know what I'm saying? He's going to be Netflix. Netflix, there's no time limit. You could go 2 hours, you could go 2.5 hours and whatnot. Is Malakai Black showing up at the Rumble? You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of possibility, especially now with the Rumble coming up, especially with what I just said about TNA and WWE having a partnership. So I know that Rumble is going to be very interesting February 1st. It's going to be very, very interesting. But where does Aleister Black or Malakai Black fit in WWE right now? You know what I'm saying? It's going to be weird seeing him by himself. Is he still going to come out with the same entrance and whatnot? You know what I'm saying? Where does he go from here? You know what I'm saying? Because if he goes back to WWE and they treat him like they did while he was there, it's a waste of time. I mean, look at Karrion Kross or Killer Kross. That's what they call him, Killer Kross. That guy's career has been wasted for the last 4 years in WWE. He has not won not even one single title since he's been in WWE. Got him in a group with a bunch of losers and whatnot, because they had him with AOP, bunch of losers feuding with the Wyatt family, which is the Timo version of the Wyatt family, because that's what it is, a Timo version. That Wyatt family has been, all they did is capitalize on Bray Wyatt's death to make money out of his name, because that's what they did. You know what I'm saying? And this is what we're seeing, But now my question is, where does AEW go from here as far as them losing talent? And they keep losing talent. Now, they lost Penta. They lost Malakai Black. They're about to lose Ricky Starks. And Ray Phoenix is on social media taking pictures of himself in a strap, not like in some, in a psychotic ward and shit, and in a straitjacket. Now, here's the part that people are getting me upset because they don't understand what a contract means. When Ray Phoenix signed the contract with AEW, in 2019. I'm sure he did. I'm sure he got lawyers, and they read the part. If you get hurt, time will be added. So I don't want to hear that you did not know that time will be added. Time was added. You know, time was going to have it. Ray Phoenix is known to be a reckless wrestler, very reckless, and he hurt himself several times. He hurt himself one time when he jumped over the rope and landed. His elbow popped up. You saw it on TV. It was the time he wrestled John Moxley. He got hurt there. So this guy was constantly getting hurt. So for people to get mad talking about why they don't let Ray Phoenix off his contract, you can't let him go off his contract because, number one, the guy signed the contract. And Tony Khan is a businessman. Whether you like him or not, he's still a businessman. A business got to be run according to what the contract says. And you're hearing all this, but meanwhile, like I said, and I brought this up a couple of podcasts back when FTR wanted to leave WWE. They told him no. The Revival at that time, that's what they were called, the Revival. But they didn't want to let them go. So what they did, they sent them home to get paid to do nothing. The same thing was done with Eric Rowan and Brody Lee. Same thing. Home, getting paid, doing nothing. Now, same thing right now, the AEW, if you think about it, you know, who's home? Miro. Miro's been home, God knows, since January. Miro has not been seen since World's End of last year when he fought Andrade and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And he's still getting paid, doing nothing. So it's these wrestlers, especially Miro. From what I'm hearing was that Miro did not want to lose to certain people in the Continental Classic. And he's home collecting a check. Now, do you think Tony Khan is wrong for doing that? No. The guy doesn't want to lose to people. No, you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that. And yeah, people bash Tony Khan for certain things that he does and whatnot, like especially with this Death Rider thing. Everybody's getting on him because they had him teaming up with the Learning Tree and whatnot. And I kind of agree with the fans. I mean, the Death Riders are supposed to be this faction that is beating up everybody. That includes heels. They should be beating up everybody, no matter if it's Chris Jericho's faction or the House of Black or the House of the Hounds of Dogs or whatever they're going to be known now. And, you know, the Hounds of Hell. That's going to be the name of Brody King and Buddy Matthews. That's and Julia Hart. The Hounds of Hell. That's the name of the group now, because that was trademark. But besides all this, the fan base is kind of like a little pissed off because they're kind of like, okay, Tony, what are you planning to do with this whole storyline with the Death Riders? A lot of AEW fans don't like it. And this is probably one of the reasons why they're losing fans and whatnot. They had a decent increase this week with Kenny Omega coming back, having a match with Brian Cage. That match was crazy, very good. Even though they got beat up at the end by the Don Callis family and whatnot, so it's crazy, I got somebody here said Tony Khan got criticized for being too nice. Then now that he's acting like a boss, people are mad at him. People just hate AEW to hate it. WWE can put out shit in a jar, everyone will tell it's go. You're right, Corey. You are right. That is true. That's true. You know what I'm saying? Funny because I talked about last week about Hulk Hogan, and people had no problem with the fact that Hulk Hogan, who's a bigot, who's a racist, coming out, and people are like, oh, people snowflake this, snowflake that. But when it comes to WWE, oh, there's no problem with that. You know what I'm saying? And the best one, this the story that I didn't really bother to follow, but it's the Corey Graves situation. I guess Corey Graves is mad because they moved them from I think Raw, SmackDown, and they sent them to NXT. There were people mad. People were just defending WWE for oh, he shouldn't get mad. He should not be complaining. He should follow the rules, like Bully Ray, like Booker T. All these people. Oh, he shouldn't be talking. You know, he should be glad he's getting paid by the. No, people get tired. You know what I'm saying? I give you a good example. Corey Graves is a great commentator. He's a very knowledgeable guy when he's talking there. But when you get the guy out of there to bring a guy like Pat McAfee, who comes in, who's a part-timer. He's not really there 12 months in a row. He goes and does college day, whatever he's doing. Then they take out Corey Graves to put him at NXT to do what? Corey Graves with Booker T, who cares? So that part, I will defend Corey Graves in that part. And, I know Baron Corbin made a comment about something else, but I forgot what it was. But I forgot what it was. But, again, it's, when it comes to AEW doing something, people shit on it. And when the WWE something, oh, no, it's all right, and they act like people are not pissed off. Like wrestlers from WWE are happy. Oh, everybody's happy. Oh, we're happy with a big family. And the AEW got, issues and people are fighting with each other, whatever. Like that happens everywhere, in every locker room. You know what I'm saying? There's problems in WWE just as well as there's problem in AEW. You know what I'm saying? But but people get, especially these podcasters, because there's podcasters out here that just, there's one in particular, which I'm not going to name him, but he constantly puts a damn video every week or every day, every hour, he's putting something, and he trashes AEW. And I think to me, I just lost all respect for this one because he got no credibility. He's the same guy who went online and said that World's End was garbage because they make Kyle Fletcher lose to Will Ospreay. And I quote, he said, "Oh, I turned it off when Kyle Fletcher lost." So that means you didn't watch the thing. You didn't watch the pay-per-view, but then you went and did a video and talk about it was all right. No credibility. He said Tony Khan is right to do what he's doing, and you got to honor your contract. That's true. Ray Phoenix should honor his contract. She'll honor his contract. And that's a contract. That's in every contract. They add fucking time on your contract when you hurt. You know what I'm saying? Well, you're going to get paid for whatever the contract was. Oh, I'm going to get paid $3 million for the 12 months, but you was hurt. So, you still got paid, but you didn't wrestle. So now you got to make up that. You got to make that up. And that's why a lot of these wrestling fans don't understand. And I'm trying to stay away from Twitter because Twitter is so toxic. It's ridiculous. You see stuff online and you were like shaking your head because you be like, what the F are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? But like I said, in this podcast, you're not going to get no tribalism. I'll tell you that right now. You're not going to get no tribalism at all. You know what I'm saying? So, you're not going to get that. Let me see. Hold on. Let me read these comments real quick. Will Tony have been right to not pay him when he was hurt? See, that was it. Baron Corbin even said it. Baron Corbin, who's a WWE guy, who used to be a WWE cat. You know what I'm saying? And Corey also talked about Parker's in on the anti-AEW grift. Bro, they know it's what gets them clicks. Oh, yeah. I thank you, Corey, for, being a viewership. You're like one of my biggest supporters. You're always supporting the podcast, and I appreciate that. But, it's crazy, guys. I don't know what to say. I mean, but the way I look at it again, the Penta debut in WWE. Again, I hope that he succeeds. I don't wish no wrestler to fail or whatever. I wish him the best. I hope he don't land in Latino World Order or Fantasma Legado and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? I just wish that him the best. That he have a bomb. A match with someone that just tear the roof apart because he could go. Penta could go and whatnot. And Malakai Black, if he is finished with AEW and he shows up at WWE, please don't put him in NXT because he don't belong there. He belongs in the main roster where he belongs and whatnot. And again, the fan base in AEW, I don't blame you. if you're upset at Tony Khan for all the stuff that's going on and this Death Rider thing doesn't make no sense, you know what I'm saying? We'll see what happens. I mean, it's still the beginning of the year, again, this week, it was pretty good. The one thing I like was that Tony Khan was able to showcase his female talent in this casino, Royale, whatever it was, to get the number one shot. And it looks like Tony Storm won. Not it looks like, it was Tony Storm won the Battle Royal, whatever you want to call it, the gauntlet. And it's going to be her and Mariah May again at AEW Grand Slam in Australia. And, it's crazy. But also, again, there's some podcasts who are not bright lights, and I'm going to keep saying it, for the fact that they say, there's going to be problems because the same day that is, I believe, Grand Slam in Australia, I think there's the NBA All-Star game or whatever, but I believe that's on TBS, not on TNT, or TNT and not TBS. So either way, and there's going to be a delay for that Grand Slam in Australia because it's like they're about, I think, 13, 14 hours from us here in the United States. So, and a lot because the podcaster went and did, it's not going to be a pay-per-view. It's AEW never said that Grand Slam Australia was a pay-per-view. That goes to show you these guys get on their podcast and they're on their grip and they're trying to kill AEW and just slap. Do your research. That's all I gotta say. Do your research. You guys are, a bunch of characters for real and whatnot. So that is it for me today, guys. I think I've had enough ranting here. Let me read this last one that Corey wrote. He said he will be tag team champ at best with his brother comes in. Penta is awesome. I agree, which they could have made Malakai work, but can't work with guys who want to do business, wish them well. No, we'll see. Yeah. I mean, like I said, I don't wish anything bad to wrestlers that are my favorites. It's just that WWE does things their way, and you can't, you gotta sit down. I'm one that I sit down and if I watch a pay-per-view, and again, WWE's pay-per-view are not bad at all. They're not bad at all. It just, I feel that, the way they do some of the bookings, it doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? Right now, like now, Saturday Night Main Event is the threat, and whatnot. Saturday Night Main Event right now is like the biggest, Saturday, every time AEW does a pay-per-view, they're going to put that. And Saturday Night Main Event to me is Saturday Night WWE Raw. That's what the Saturday Night Main Event it is to me. Most of you probably don't like what I just said, but it is fact. It's fact. The matches are not that great. It's Raw. Raw / SmackDown. That's what it is. Matches they could put on SmackDown Raw, then they put it on Channel 4 over here in New York, or Peacock, whatever it is. But that's it for me, guys. And this is it. I want to thank those who came into my live stream and whatnot. Again, Corey, thank you very much. Wishing you well, my friend, and God bless. And thank you for your support. And again, guys, you want to follow me on social media. It's right there. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, of course, the YouTube channel. Support the YouTube channel, guys, and hope that you guys continue supporting the podcast and whatnot. We're only about maybe 5 more views to get to 400. Yes. I mean, we're just going to start little by little, 400 views. So 400 subscribers, I mean. We need 4 to hit the 400 subscribes. So if you guys can support, I will agree. I will appreciate it and whatnot. Again, follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and whatnot. TikTok, I don't know what's going to happen with TikTok, but it looks like TikTok is gone. So that really hurts because I had content in there or whatever. So again, also support the podcast store. We got hats, t-shirts, hoodies. Go to tcwr.veryimpressive.com. That's tcwr.veryimpressive.com and whatnot. So support the podcast and whatnot, and I will gladly appreciate it. Until then, guys, I will see you guys next week with more Chokeslam Wrestling Report.